right, everyone. Welcome back for another deep dive.
Yeah. Excited for this one.
Today, we're thinking about all those entrepreneurs out there,
Mm-hmm.
maybe dreaming of their own Shark Tank moment.
Oh, absolutely.
Pitching their big idea under those bright lights.
Big time. Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
you think the secret sauce is going to be all about the pitch, right?
Yeah. The perfect pitch for sure. That's what it seems like.
Right. Nail that pitch.
Right.
But get this.
Okay.
We dove into this Wall Street Journal interview
Okay.
with the Kindsnax founder,
Mm-hmm.
Daniel Lubetzky.
Yeah. I know him. Sure.
And is also, of course, a Shark Tank judge.
Right. Right.
And his take on success, it kind of threw me for a loop. So what's fascinating is that, we think about, like I said, the pitch, but Lubetzky, he actually zeroed in on something that I didn't expect at all.
Okay.
He really emphasizes self-reflection as, like, the cornerstone
Wow.
of entrepreneurial success.
Interesting.
Even more so than like a killer pitch, which is so interesting.
Yeah. I mean, that's huge, right? Because you go on Shark Tank, you think you got to have that super refined pitch, like you were saying.
Right, exactly.
Yeah. But what he's getting at is like the journey starts way before that.
Exactly.
Like with looking inward.
Yeah, like who are you?
Right. Exactly.
What are you about?
Yeah.
Why is driving you?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And Lubetzky, he actually said this, and it's really quite something.
He said, you need self-reflection to figure out what you're doing wrong, what's important to you, what your social mission might look like, what gives you purpose and energy, and what you're good at and not good at.
It's like he's handing you the cheat sheet. Right. But it's not about tricks. It's about, like you said, that self-awareness. And that's huge.
Huge.
Yeah.
And, it's interesting because we also, for this deep dive, we looked at Shark Savvy.
Oh, yeah. Those guys live and breathe Shark Tank.
They do. They really do. And for anybody who doesn't know, they analyze Shark Tank pitches like it's nobody's business.
Well, it's an art form.
It is. They've got it down.
Yeah.
And so we've got Lubetzky with this, like, kind of, this really thoughtful approach. And then we have Shark Savvy, who are really, like, in the data.
The data. Yeah.
So it's really interesting. And what they found is their data actually lines up with what Lubetzky's saying.
Wow. So it's like real-world validation of what he's preaching.
Totally.
That's
Interesting. So Shark Savvy, they found that entrepreneurs who can really articulate their why, like we were talking about.
Their purpose, their driving force.
Yes, with passion and with clarity.
Okay.
They were 67% more likely to get a deal.
Wow, 67%. That's a significant edge.
It's huge.
Just from knowing themselves.
It's huge.
Right.
And it makes you realize, what, it's not just about,
Yeah.
the product.
It's bigger than that.
It's about the person behind it,
Absolutely. The passion, the authenticity, that resonates with investors.
Totally. And, this actually ties into another point that Lubetzky made.
Okay. I'm interested.
That I think is really relevant.
Yeah.
Especially today. He talked about the dangers of social media.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
And this is something I think about a lot, especially with, all the doom scrolling and all that.
Right. It's so easy to get sucked in.
It's so easy. And he's concerned that all that scrolling, it kind of replaces genuine thought.
Like we're trading our own thoughts for whatever's trending.
Yes. And he actually said that.
What did he say?
He said that those things, meaning social media and all that, have replaced our brains.
Wow, that's a powerful statement.
It is.
He doesn't mince words.
No, he doesn't.
So how does this tie back to, the business world, to Shark Tank?
It's about, and this is something that Shark Savvy also found in their data, is that it's about authenticity versus chasing trends.
Right, because trends are fleeting. They're here today, gone tomorrow.
Exactly. And what happens is entrepreneurs who chase the trends, they just kind of get lost in all the noise.
Makes sense. They're not standing for anything specific.
Exactly. And so the ones who stand out
Yeah.
are the ones who really deeply understand their vision, their why.
Which brings us full circle back to that self-reflection piece.
Yes.
Fascinating how that all connects.
It's so true, right?
Yeah.
And it makes you think about, like, are you really building something you care about,
Yeah.
or are you just chasing?
Right. Are you chasing likes, or are you building a legacy?
Exactly. And Lubetzky, he got pretty, he had some thoughts on social purpose.
Okay.
Which is interesting, right?
Yeah, it's a hot topic.
Because we always hear, like, you got to have a mission. You got to have mission,
You got to be saving the world.
Exactly, right. Saving the rainforest.
Right, exactly.
But Lubetzky, he wasn't really having it.
Oh.
He actually called out these, as he put it, gimmicky fake missions.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I can see why he takes issue with that.
And I think it's such a good point because it's like, don't just shoehorn in a social purpose
Yeah.
because you think that's what investors want to hear.
Right. It has to be genuine. It has to be woven into the fabric of your business.
Absolutely.
Otherwise, it just rings hollow, right?
It does.
Like you're just trying to capitalize on a trend, which, ironically,
Right, which we were just talking about.
exactly, it goes against the whole self-awareness thing.
Exactly.
And true.
So, we have Lubetzky with all this amazing experience and insight,
Mhm.
and we have Shark Savvy
Yeah.
with all this data, and they're both kind of pointing to the same thing.
So it's more than just knowing your product. It's knowing yourself, right?
Yes, it's about knowing yourself.
That's powerful.
You're better than you know your product, almost, or at least as well.
Yeah, because that self-awareness, it's like your compass,
Yes,
right? It guides you.
that's a great way to put it, yeah.
And then combining that with market research, with a viable business plan, that's like having a detailed map.
Right.
So you have the compass, that inner guidance, and then you have the map, the practical plan.
I love that analogy.
You need both to navigate the terrain and reach your destination.
That's so good. And, I think that's something for everyone listening to really think about.
Absolutely.
Because even if you're not an entrepreneur, even if you're not, dreaming of your Shark Tank moment,
Yeah.
this idea of really taking the time to self-reflect and figure out what makes you tick.
What makes you you?
What makes you you? That is so important.
Couldn't agree more.
And I think that's what we're all about here.
For sure.
Is trying to, take these insights and really turn them into action.
Absolutely. Makes them real, make them relevant.
So for everyone listening, think about it. Where in your business, or even just in your life,
Yeah.
could a little self-reflection lead to a breakthrough?
That's the question right there.
That's the question. And I think we all have those areas, right?
Yeah, absolutely. We all do.
Where we could just use a little bit of introspection and see what comes up.
And who knows what you might discover.
Exactly. So that's something to, maybe jot down some notes on, think about it this week, and let us know what you come up with.
We'd love to hear about it.
Until next time.
See you then.